Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, Virgos, full disclosure, I actually already did a video for you guys on what's hidden, and it has taken so long to process, and you were on my list for a video today, so I'm doing another one. Just know that you will get a second video that'll probably come out not until tomorrow, but I don't I don't like to get off my schedule. So hence you guys still getting one today as well. So we have a Six of Pentacles. We have the Moon. Now, when I say what's hidden for our character, bear in mind these are fictional stories about fictional characters, and it's what is hidden. It could be in the subconscious, could be intentional or unintentional, could be the stuff that somebody hides from themselves or the things that are revealed later on from the universe. So it could be very broad. But we begin with the Six of Pentacles and the Moon. Somebody's talking about the Virgo behind their back, somebody that the Virgo turned their back on and felt like I need to protect myself from. There is serious conversation happening, truthful conversation happening. But what's ironic is it's like people are discussing a situation behind Virgo's back that involved Virgo, but possibly also some other character. Now, this teapot does have the Libra scales on it, just so you can see that. And so there's a truth being spoken about a person, a little man here, and that's happening behind the Virgo's back. My impression is Virgo has turned their back to all of this and has no clue that people are discussing the truth of a scenario. So I don't know if this is like, we have seemingly two feminines that are discussing something about a masculine and Virgo. But the topic of the discussion is actually the masculine, not so much the Virgo. We've got an Eight of Wands sideways, and we've got the King of Wands. So this is, sorry, you guys, my asthma is still not super happy today. Sorry. I have to moderate my breathing and stuff. To me, this looks like we have two feminines that are discussing, is this masculine going to be going toward the Virgo? Or they may be gossiping, saying, I know that he wants to go find the Virgo, but the Virgo moved or the Virgo's gone. I don't know where the Virgo is. I'm not sure if he knows, but he's ready to move to go be with her or go find her. But she's flown away. She's someplace else. I know he's been looking for her. That's a lot of gossip. That's some serious big gossip. Temperance. And again, with the flying away, leaving one thing behind. I feel as if the gossip is all about, they know that a masculine, I'm going to say, wants to go and fix something, create balance. Remember, we saw the Libra scales and we have the Sagittarius energy of temperance. They're saying this masculine is like under the impression that they absolutely have to set things right with this Virgo. They want peace with this Virgo, even if it means leaving where they currently are and going and finding the Virgo. Two cards of flying away. So I'm going to say that this is like a long distance thing. Somebody has moved, somebody is far away. These feminines, this could be, I don't know who these characters are. I don't feel like they're gossiping in a mean-spirited way at all. I feel like, if anything, they are kind of almost in approval, saying, well, I hope he does go do what he says he's going to, because if he's been bothered by this, the only way to set things right is to go ahead and go talk to the Virgo. I think, do you know, has he left yet? Is he going? And it's like, yeah, he's going to leave as soon as someone else gets back. Someone who, I don't know if they're waiting on someone to be there so then they can leave and go take this. Even here, they're marching, they're traveling, they're going somewhere. Three cards all indicate movement and travel to me. Meanwhile, the Virgo's not going anywhere. Virgo's sitting over here completely quietly with their fox dog creature howling at the moon. Sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. Sometimes when it gets going, it keeps going for a bit. Seven of Pentacles. This has been a plan for a long time, but is only just now being put into action. I'm going to say in this span of time, they might be discussing, I don't know how these feminines know so much about this, by the way. But I'm going with the story that we see on the cards. Okay. So this could be maybe this masculine sisters, maybe their mom is talking to a sister, maybe it's friends, whatever it is. It feels like relatives to me. Mostly also because of the Six of Pentacles. Somebody who knows this masculine really well, knows them well enough to speak some kind of truth. And she's saying, I know he's going to go ahead and do this. I know that he is. I don't know exactly when, because timing, there's something about timing. He's going to go as soon as such and such happens. But they also know something about the Virgo, because they're saying in all this time apart, look at where the Virgo's gotten themselves. They're sitting on the top of this tree. So they see this Virgo as somebody who's been very successful, but holds this half of an apple. It feels like, taking a bite out of life, taking a bite out of that apple. It feels like they're saying this Virgo has really done a lot in their lives, and these feminines know it. Now, they also are saying it's like they are in support of this union, if that's what this is about. They think highly of this Virgo, but they also think that it's been a long time, and it's something was not handled fair. It's weird because it's like they feel as if the Virgo got the short end of the stick. The Virgo got treated poorly or got shafted. And that the Virgo went ahead and continued on and reinvented themselves and maybe, not only stayed kind, but tried to blossom and be better. Why do they have such a positive view of Virgo? And why is all this happening behind the Virgo's back? This is crazy. I haven't seen a story like this. Okay, so we have a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. We have a Ten of Wands in the reverse. At one point in time, they did the Virgo dirty. At one point in time, they said something unkind about the Virgo. This is gossip. This is gossip that is unfair. They either diminished Virgo's reputation, or tarnished it, or said, oh, Virgo's just out to get something. Maybe they believe Virgo was out to get something from this masculine, and they have been forced to change their minds because they have laid that down heavily. They have laid all that down. They don't think that of the Virgo anymore. They actually feel like the Virgo's done very, very, very well for themselves. Why is this all playing out behind the Virgo's back? Four of Cups. Virgo's been protected from whatever mean and petty words were said behind their back. Virgo didn't need to hear that, didn't need to know that. It might have caused the Virgo some kind of grief or hurt to hear that at one point in time, two people said something unfavorable, even acted like, oh, that Virgo is just stingy, or that Virgo is trying to take from this, wonderful masculine, my boy, my brother, my whatever. All of that was wrong. All of that was deeply wrong. And the Virgo was protected by the universe from having to hear any of this. They have a deep regret that they painted Virgo in, it's like they painted Virgo in this black and white imagery where it's like, well, that maybe this masculine's very wealthy. And maybe that's why they thought at one point they made assumptions before knowing anything about the Virgo. They thought Virgo was like a gold digger or something. That's kind of the vibe that we've got going on here. They did not think highly of this Virgo, and it was unfair. And Virgo was spared knowing this, but they have a lot of regret that they ever thought that. They looked at things and didn't know who the Virgo was. They didn't see the light. They didn't understand who this Virgo really was. What has changed? How is this all happening? I mean, on one hand, I'm like, I don't even get why it matters. Two of Pentacles, everything changes. Three of Swords in the reverse. There's something here where I'm going to say, what happens when a juggler juggles? They throw things up in the air, and when things get tossed, think of it like a tossed salad. Things get mixed. The salad gets coated with the salad dressing, or the balls in the air, they come down in a different arrangement, right? Because the juggler can catch the pins or the balls with different hands. Everything gets rearranged. Everything has been rearranged. This isn't about like weighing or measuring or trying to make something fair or juggling an idea. It's that what happened after things got juggled, everybody saw things in a different light. The shoe was suddenly on the different foot, or there was some kind of, I don't know if they realized something about, maybe in truth they had been really harsh. Maybe they didn't realize that the Virgo had been brokenhearted. Maybe they realized I should have seen it from that perspective. Um, it's with that, or maybe somebody was seeing things through the lens of, oh, whatever, Virgo's not going to care. It's not going to bother them anyway. They're just a gold digger. Tower in the reverse. And instead, it's almost like these feminines are saying, oh my God, we got it all wrong, didn't we? We had this completely mistaken view. It feels to me, on one hand, I really hate this story because it feels to me like this is a story of, they had a bad opinion of a Virgo that was totally unfounded. And we still have to hear them yammering, only now they're in favor of this union. And they're realizing like, well, we got Virgo all wrong. Virgo's not some gold digger, and Virgo actually really cared. Now we're in support of this, our brother or son going after this Virgo. And it's not gender related. It's just to keep the storyline straight. I've got to go with what we see on the cards. Otherwise it'll just be they, and nobody knows who the they is, right? So but I don't care about genders in any of my stories. It doesn't matter. This boils it down though to saying, okay, wait, just one stinking little minute here. Now they're super supportive. Why are they so supportive now? Because it feels like this is such a different view. 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Now they're saying, oh my God, we understand. Virgo and this person they're the soulmate union. They're the twin flame union. They are meant to be together. They'll be very happy together. We didn't realize that there's a genuine bond between Virgo and this person. Why is all of this? Remember, I said what's hidden. What's hidden is that these feminines are having such a major breakthrough about Virgo's experience with someone else. But I don't understand, why was this masculine ever not with the Virgo? Because you notice that this masculine has to come toward the Virgo. 4 of Pentacles. They were holding back. The masculine was trying to amass some kind of fortune so then they could build some tree of life, but they were also either being held back or were holding back from what? From the Virgo or from... It's weird because it's almost like these feminines have said, death and rebirth. Okay, so I feel like a bunch of things happened behind the scenes. This masculine may have had zero support from their family members, but they might have said, I'm making major changes in my life. I'm going to save up a bunch of money. I'm going to pay off my debts. I'm going to go ahead. I've got a plan. I'm going to be with that Virgo. And these feminines were like, oh, so you met somebody who wants you to be richer than you are right now, and then you'll go be with them. So you found yourself a gold digger, did you? And they were just like, I'm not even going to explain anymore. That's not who my Virgo is. I don't care what they say. I'm moving on and I'm changing my life. And the more they saw this character's dedication, because I think if this took time, I mean, this could have taken 4 years. This feels like a story that has gone on and on and on. The fact that Virgo still sits here kind of and looks toward the moon in this storyline anyway, I feel like the Virgo was very wounded by all of this, but didn't even know what was going on behind the scenes. This masculine has been, I think, intent for quite some time. And the other individuals in like their family had more or less come up with a mean-spirited hypothesis of, oh, that gold digger's just got them wrapped around their finger. They'll get over her eventually. They can't even be with her right now anyway. And this masculine was like, I am making changes. I met the real deal. I will make the changes. Whatever those changes need to be, I will make my changes to be with my Virgo. Tell me, what has the masculine been just like in this span of time, what is it that they've been doing? The Lovers, they have been consistently making their way back to Virgo. They have only been sending out telepathic energy toward this character, which I don't understand, instead of communicating. Inspiration of Wands, again, sending out vibes, almost like trying to consistently send this energy of Virgo. I'm transforming things, I'm changing things, I'm doing the things that I need to do. I'm coming back at some point. There, both of these cards, you notice that we have a similar, like sending the vibes, sending the vibes. There's like prayer involved. There's all kinds of, they feel like this is a very spiritual love that they have for this Virgo. Even here in this deck with the, the fingers of the flames, there's been this consistent like energy, although it's purely existed on energy, because there's the energy of having to transform things and change things. With that death card especially, they have had to transform their life, and they chose to put their life in order and change things because they wanted this Virgo. And these feminines in their life knew it, but initially they said, oh, whatever, they'll get over this. They'll see that Virgo is just some kind of a gold digger. And then somehow they watched the Virgo. How did they see the Virgos rise to their own level of like success or something? Guess what? We've got the Lovers here too. Came out sideways. So this deck has two Lovers in it. One is a feminine, one is a masculine. They started to see or feel or sense that, wait a second, this Virgo loves whatever, our son, our brother, whomever this masculine is. This Virgo doesn't know what's going on, and yet there's some bizarre bond that we can even observe that exists between these two. Okay, I don't get how they're tapping into this. All I can say is that the T is some kind of truth. These feminines who should not be presiding over anybody's relationship, they should not have any space in someone's relationship. But let's give a different scenario. What if this is, in the story of like any of the Olympian gods, the gods would watch the mortals, and they would sometimes, play games, especially like, Pan would, play little mischievous games on the mortals. Say these are two Olympian gods, goddesses that are actually conversing. And I'm not saying that the Olympian gods and goddesses are real and they're sitting up there on Mount Olympus watching and observing these mortals. But let's entertain that idea. Since these are fictional stories, we can entertain any fictional idea, right? And it's a little more palatable if we entertain it in that concept. These two gods, goddesses have been watching these mortals, and what they believed was like, oh, mortals are fickle. They're not really in love. They really are just after stuff. It's just going to be greed. They'll forget each other over time. They didn't. And they actually observed, and it started to sink in. Even though this Virgo has had no reason to hold on to the love because this person has not been around, they haven't known what's going on. The Virgo can't help but still send love to them. And these two sitting on Mount Olympus are able to observe, and they're like, these two mortals still love each other. He's making real changes on purpose for her. She has no idea he's even doing this, but she can't let him go either. These two actually have real love, and these two are still progressing in life. I feel much more favorable toward these mortals now. That's the vibe that comes across in this story. So what is the culmination of this? Queen of Wands. There is some... it feels like there's going to be some very serendipitous moment. The cat is there because there's a sudden sense of freedom from the devil. Inspiration of Cups. This is a story where love overcomes toxicity. This is a story where I feel like there was nothing but obstacles put in the way of these lovers, and yet the love actually was very true, very real, and has been the thing that someone has been working toward, the justice. Like, finally, these two are going to get to have what's right. They have been very heavily tested in this story. They have been kept apart for a very long time, and at long last, they are finally coming into a union. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me.